So we at the end, I'm just busy scrubbing through trying to find a thumbnail for Instagram, which is like the very first frame that you see. It's always a struggle because I want to do something aesthetic, but then again I also want to do something that's gripping because the seeing sounds aren't usually aesthetic. But this is always titling, thumbnail. On Instagram it's not as hectic, but with YouTube, that's it. You know what I mean? Like you put all this work into this video and it comes down to a title and a thumbnail. This is what it sounds like. Ooh. Now we begin the edit. For me, the edit is a process of cutting everything, watching it, and then learning how to strip it down. You know, you gotta learn how to give up on your good ideas to make space for the great ones.
Coffee in the morning.
Without this, wouldn't be able to see straight. Okay. I love editing because of the fact that it's where the entire piece comes together. So my edits generally don't go in a chronological order from intro, middle of the scene, so we would call it impact, communication, and then persuasion. You know, this idea at the end, this goosebumps that comes in. Sometimes I would start off with that goosebumps moment, and it always changes because it's like, I kind of think that editing can be quite mundane and boring, but you have to give yourself, for me I get so many good feelings. If I have a cut and I'm like, oh, that really looks good, or it feels good, I put that in, so then every time I start to lose interest in the edit, I watch the part that makes me excited. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, that part's cool. Because, you know, there's gonna be lots of parts in the edit where you're just gonna have to pretty much just standard cuts. Editing takes time. You put it all in and you watch it, but it will never be perfect. You know, you gotta put everything in and lay your entire edit out and then watch it a few times and then go away from it. What happens if you're cutting lots of fasting, then you want to continue cutting faster and faster and faster, you walk away from your computer and you come back, you're like, oh my god, it just looks like chaos. Because you're so used to the tempo that's been building, you actually need to step away. That's my problem. I eventually end up going so fast that when I watch it, when I come back, it looks like I've had about 560 coffees, you know. We're getting through it.
Hey.
Let me know if you want me to send it through to you now. Then let me know when you want to come through and we can record the verse.
Obviously we need to hear the first two. So the ding ding ding, it'll be like dong ding bum ba da ba dum shh. So you'll see I brought in the dum dum. So I pulled the music out and I made that rum 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 bum ta dum bum 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 bum. Go to Jason, lay down the final track, put it in, and upload. Test, 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 test. We're just about to do the crisp sound take on our version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the real brew in LA. Come right this way. Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now I'd like to take a minute, come right this way. I'll tell you how I became the brew of a town called LA.
Hey.
Not fucking bad, eh? I think I could be Will Smith.
Yeah, cool. So we're gonna go from there.
In Kwamaki, Cape Town, born and raised. In the ocean is where I spend most of my days. Then a couple of years, still up to no good. I was making trouble in my neighborhood. I took to my camera and thought this is the way. I think traditionally where you would have an idea that a director would conceptualize and you're going to shooting where you would shoot with a DP, which is different minds, and a production designer and a whole bunch of different people. Then you give it over to an editor and then it kind of compiles itself. It stays quite similar to the original idea because that's what the plan is. It has to stay like that. But when you essentially a one-man band, the idea molds itself. I took to my camera, thought this is the way my mom said it. Yeah, but it just doesn't flow.
I know, yeah, that's the problem. There's like no flow unless you're
neighborhood. I took to my camera, thought this is the way my mom say. Took to my camera, thought this is the way my mom say. If you want to take it serious, you gotta get to it.
It's still one beat to like to.
It'll go. It'll bend further, so it'll be like pull it back to where it was. If I pull out the eyes, it's like.
I've learned so much from him, and I continue to learn all the time. Not just about the sort of the technicalities of filmmaking and how he does his edits and whatnot, but how to survive in this very tough industry. What's to be expected, and how hard you need to work, and what's sort of needed to make it to a certain level, or to make it commercially, or whatever your expectation or reality is of reaching something. Unless it like overlays a little bit, so like my mom said. Like,
yeah,
like
we
that.
can do it.
Could be overlaid.
So let me do the, if you want to take it serious, you gotta get to LA again. If you want to take it serious, you gotta get to LA. Oh, fuck, that's not my mom's voice. If you want to take it serious, you gotta get to LA. Now we just do, cool. my mom say, like really quick, and we overlay. Look at that line prior to that. So if in the beat, trouble in my neighborhood. If you want to take it serious, you gotta, my mom say, if you want to take it serious, you gotta get to LA. You gotta get.
Creative block for me is something that I've of course experienced. I think everyone who does anything creative does.
I took my camera, thought this is the way. I spoke to my mom.
And for me, as Dan actually says, is having creative patience.
I took to my camera. This was the way. I took to my camera.
You could do like this. You can't force creativity. You can't sit down at your desk and say, okay, I'm going to write a song now or something. It doesn't just happen like that. It's got to come to you naturally. Creative block, I think, for me, to avoid it is trying to not force creativity to happen. Creativity should happen naturally.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Now I'd like to take a minute, come right this way. I'll tell you how I became the brew of a town called LA. Then as soon as the edit's done, boom, go into grade straight away, just like that.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. Then a couple of years, still up to no good. I was making trouble in my neighborhood. I took to my camera, thought this is the way. If you wanna take it serious, you gotta get to LA.
Get right to the top. What a fucking mission, really. Fuck yourself up.
With these seeing sounds, it's about focusing on having fun.
Yeah. Chords, little tabs for a guitar.
I also did a wobble with it.
100 times.
Fuck yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Where is my mind?
Definitely showed me that. Yeah. Señora. Señora.
Señora.
Señora.
There you got it.